Well, hi, Professor Mikey here, in kind of a laid-back mood. We've had a lot of rock and roll lately. Music for rolling down the windows and ripping through guitar solos that frighten people at stoplights. Historically, it's been an active, kind of a jittery time. Sometimes, however, your get-up-and-go disc jockey needs to realize that these podcasts are going to orbit the Earth like space junk forever. Listeners who haven't even been born yet will come along, and they'll want to be hippies and wonder where all the peace and love went. So here comes a post-love child, high-tech outdoor nap in a pile of color-changing leaves of grass. The goal is to mellow down easy.
Mellow down easy.
Come away with a playlist that isn't really therapy as much as it is a step back. Happiness runs in a circular motion. You can be anything if you let yourself be.
Happiness runs in a circular motion. Thought is like a little boat upon the sea.
That's a Donovan line. At the time of this recording, he's an old man, just as cosmic as ever. Simon and Garfunkel still don't speak to each other much. They sit on the park bench like bookends. The Fab Four recorded Let It Be during a legal session from hell that would dissolve the Beatles forever. And it just turned out to be another stop on the highway that was the long and winding road. Join us now for a break in the action with some wise tunes that never made any charts, except for maybe this one. First coming out of the mellow chute, the late Jimmy Spheris and Let It Flow. This is Old School, number 76, Professor Mikey, with the Let It Flow chart.
The proceeding was recorded earlier because we were just not sure about the whole thing.
Would you love to love me, baby, in a way they'd say was crazy, in innocence, the essence of us all? Would you love to love me naked, let it ride and we can make it? Can't you hear every moment's newborn call? Love me without thinking it over. Love me like the sun loves clover when it grows. Let it flow. I watch the waves down at the shoreline. Come like thoughts rolling in more time. Love me like the force that makes them grow. Pure and free in all directions. Make it see in our reflection. Somewhere so high above these gates, you know I know. Love me without thinking it over. Love me like the sun loves clover when it grows. Come on and let it flow. And take it round and round, round and round and round. Shake it round and round, 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 round.
Here's my Cat Stevens story. A friend of mine was in a swanky shoe shop in Denver, Colorado, and he was looking at clogs. Next to him was Cat Stevens. Well, my friend was really surprised, and he says, "Well, excuse me, aren't you Cat Stevens?" And the man replied, "Why, yes, I am. I'm Cat Stevens." Who knows if he was thinking about this song or not, if it had even come to him, a tale about a boy with a moon and stars on his head.
A gardener's daughter stopped me on my way on the day I was to wed. It is you who I wish to share my body with, she said. We'll find a dry place under the sky with a flower for a bed. And for my joy, I will give you a boy with a moon and stars on his head. Her silver hair flowed in the air, laying waves across the summer. Her hands were like the white sands, and her eyes had diamonds on. We left the road and headed up to the top of the Whisper Wood. And we walked till we came to where the holy magnolia stood. There we lay, cool in the shade, singing songs and making love. With the naked earth beneath us and the universe above. Time was late, my wedding wouldn't wait. I was sad, but I had to go. So while she was asleep, I kissed her cheek for cheerio. The wedding took place and people came from many miles around. There was plenty merriment, cider and wine abound. But out of all that I recall, I remembered the girl I met. Cause she had given me something that my heart could not forget. La 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 la. The year had passed and everything was just as it was the year before, or as it was the year before. Until the gift that someone left a basket by my door. And in there lay the fairest little baby crying to be fed.
got down on my knees and kissed the moon and stars. Oh, on his head. As years went by, the boy grew high and the village looked on in awe. They'd never seen anything like the boy with the moon and star before. And people would ride from far and wide just to seek the word he spread. I'll tell you everything I've learned, and love is all, he said. La 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 la.
better than the past. Charter over, in the future you will find a love that lasts. So when tears flow and you don't know what on earth to do, and your world is blue, when your dream dies and your heart cries, shut over, fate knows what's best for you. Shut over, face the future and forget about the past. Shut over, in the future you will find a love that lasts. Shut over.
Today, a story about a long-haired vegetarian who showed up in a robe and sandals backstage in L.A. one night with a few songs that he'd written. He put them in the hands of a star, and in so doing, became an unlikely songwriting sensation. What was unique was that the year was 1946, and Eden Ahbez was at least 20 years ahead of his time. World War II had been over less than a year, and the first hippie was on the scene. The story goes that he was feeding his family on $3 a week, sleeping under the stars, living on vegetables, fruits, and nuts. To anyone who listened, Ahbez, who took on the appearance of a post-war Jesus, preached the purity of nature and the opening of the mind. One night he showed up at the $1 Million Theater, where popular singer Nat King Cole was giving a concert, and presented him with the song we're about to experience. Life magazine ran a picture of him bathing under a waterfall, a peaceful expression on his bearded face. The song itself was very different, very mysterious, and with the orchestration of Frank Duvall and the velvet sensibilities of the singer, it became a classic. Here's Nat King Cole with the most famous composition of Eden Ahbez from 1947. It's called Nature Boy.
There was a boy, a very strange, enchanted boy. They say he wandered very far over land and sea. A little shy and sad of eye, but very wise was he. And then one day, a magic day, he passed my way. And while we spoke of many things, fools and kings, this he said to me: the greatest thing you'll ever learn is just to love and be loved in return. just to love and be loved in return.
Scotland's Donovan Philip Leitch was all of 20 when he burst upon the scene with a hit for life called Sunshine Superman, then followed that with a song about smoking banana peels called Mellow Yellow to celebrate his 21st birthday. By age 22, he was already in the popular soup of mind expansion, meditating with Maharishi Mahesh Yogi, performing acoustic sets on flower-strewn stages, and whenever you played this one on underground radio, people wondered where it had come from. From September of 1967, the flip side of There Is a Mountain, shaken in your seeds in Mexico. Here's Donovan, Sand and Foam.
The sun was going down behind a tattoo tree, and the simple act of an oar stroke put diamonds in the sea. And all because of the phosphorus there in quantity, as I dug a dig in me in Mexico. There in the valley of Scorpio, beneath the cross of jade, smoking on the seashell pipe the gypsies had made, we sat and we dreamed the while, the smugglers bringing wine, and that crystal thought time in Mexico. Sitting in the chair of bamboo, sipping grenadine, straining my eyes for a surfacing submarine. Kingdoms of ants walk across my feet, I'm a-shaking in my seat in Mexico. Grasshoppers creaking in the velvet jungle night, microscopic circles in the fluid of my sight, watching a black-eyed native girl cut and trim the lamp, Valentino vamp in Mexico. The sun was going down behind a tattoo tree, and the simple act of an oar stroke put the diamonds in the sea. And all because of the phosphorus there in quantity, I dug a dig in me in Mexico.
Sandy Denny was only 31 when she died in 1978, yet she'd left her mark on the British music scene with a solo career as well as 2 stints with Fairport Convention. Her classmates at the Kingston School of Art included John Renbourn and Eric Clapton. Her own ticket to stardom began when she played at the Troubadour and was heard by a member of the Strawbs. Melody Maker's Female Singer of the Year for 1970 and 71, she passed away in 1978 from a cerebral hemorrhage, the result of a fall down a flight of stairs. Here's one of her last recordings, a haunting work called Dawn, with Fairport Convention in 1975. Sandy Denny on Old School.
Sunlight bled upon the silence. From the blackest night must come the morning sky. But yesterday was such a long time. Yesterday may last forever. From the barren land, yesterday might always rise. Sleep, yes, sleep. Oh, sleep in peace once again, my love. Tears are falling in the darkness. Hearts are bleeding in silence. From the widest ocean, who would miss this smallest tear? Then might always be a bad time. Then might always last forever. But these stormy clouds, we may see them all disappear. Has she really gone? Will she ever come back again, my love?
reason to keep living. Oh, and the reason, dear, is you. I found a reason to keep singing. Oh, and the reason, dear, is you. Oh, I do believe if you don't like things, you leave for some place you've never gone before. Honey, I found a reason to keep living. And you know the reason? Dear, it's you. And I've walked down life's lonely highways, hand in hand with myself. And I realize how many paths have crossed between us. I do believe you are what you perceive. What comes is better than what came before. What comes is better than what came before. And you better come to me. Come to me. Yeah, come to me. It's hard enough, I know, to find the strength to go back to where it all began. It's hard enough to gain an attraction in the rain. You know it's hard for me to understand, hard to find a way to get through another city day without thinking about getting getting in. Now the strangest thing I've seen was a t-shirt turning green in India, a turtle dove. The dove's lady was the cause, or maybe it was the olive branch she held in her claws, or maybe he could see they were in love, yeah. You know, it's hard for me to find a way to get through another city day without thinking about getting out.
There's a song that stays beautiful for a half century at a time. David Crosby from his first solo album, If I Could Only Remember My Name, and Traction in the Rain. The name of the show was Let It Flow Charts. This podcast is produced for educational purposes. Any and all music heard in the program resides within the public domain, or it's used within the guidelines of fair use provided for in Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, or it's provided through arrangement with the companies bringing you the podcast. I'm Professor Mikey. Thank you for listening. You can subscribe to the newsletter for free. It's at professormikey.substack.com. We're usually on Spotify. We're on Apple most of the time. It's a big jumbled mess out there, and I want to get back to the music so you can enjoy that. But anytime you can subscribe or let somebody else know about Old School and you think they'll dig it, that would really help me out a lot. And that's all I've got. And now the flowchart wraps up in some sort of sensible way as we put not one but 4 songs together to close things off. Professor Mikey will see you next time on Old School.
I will not be pushed, filed, stamped, indexed, briefed, debriefed, or numbered. My life is my own.
Shuggie Otis was a guitar prodigy. The son of bandleader Johnny Otis, he got to see the business up close from infancy. When he was 16 in 1969, he appeared on his father's record of Country Girl. Leading up to that time, he would don disguises so that he could look old enough to play in clubs headlined by the Johnny Otis Band. Today we hear a song he wrote that was made famous by the Brothers Johnson 6 years after Shuggie was inspired to write a song about the strawberry-scented paper his girlfriend used to write him love letters. A few years went by. George Johnson was dating an Otis cousin who turned him on to the song. George played it for brother Louis Johnson. Louis loved it and made it his wedding march. After the honeymoon, they found Quincy Jones and took this obscure song into a huge direction. Here's the one they flipped over. Shuggie Otis at 17 in 1971 from an album called Freedom Flight. This is the original Strawberry Letter 23.
The sisters of mercy, they are not departed or gone. They were waiting for me when I thought that I just can't go on. And they brought me their comfort, and later they brought me this song. Oh, I hope you run into them, you who've been traveling so long. Yes, you who must leave everything that you cannot control. It begins with your family, but soon it comes round to your soul. Well, I've been where you're hanging, I think I can see how you're pinned. When you're not feeling holy, your loneliness says that you've sinned. They touched both my eyes, and I touched the dew on their hair. If your life is a leaf that the seasons tear off and condemn, they will bind you with love that is graceful and green as a stem. When I left, they were sleeping. I hope you run into them soon. Don't turn on the lights, you can read their address by the moon. And you won't make me jealous if I hear that they sweeten your night. We weren't lovers like that, and besides, it would still be alright. Lovers like that, and besides, it would still be alright. eyes are burning holes through me. I'm gasoline, I'm burning clean. 20th century, go to sleep. You're plasticine, that is obscene. That is obscene. You are the star tonight. Sun electric out of sight. Light eclipse the moon tonight. Electrolyte. You're out of sight. If I ever want to fly Mulholland Drive, I am alive. Hollywood is under me. I'm Martin Sheen, I'm Steve McQueen, I'm Jimmy Dean. You are the star tonight. Sun electric out of sight. Light eclipse the moon tonight. Electrolyte. You're out of sight. If you ever want to fly Mulholland Drive up in the sky, stand on a cliff and look down there. Don't be scared. You are alive. You are alive. You are the star tonight. Sun electric out of sight. Light eclipse the moon tonight. Electrolyte. You're out of sight. Twentieth century, go to sleep. Willie D, we won't bleed. Your eyes are burning holes through me. I'm not scared. I'm out of here. I'm not scared. I'm out of here.
This is Professor Monkey. Old school is out.
I can't believe I'm hearing this. Wait a minute, let me rewind.